See you up in here today. My name is AD Roberts, and yes, I am your success coach. Yes, I am. And every day when we come on here and we do this live, we have two simple goals. That's right, just two simple goals. The first goal that we have is to create a sense of connectedness and community where we love on each other, where we support each other. The second goal that we have is that we always have a conversation, a discussion that is designed to be impactful and empowering at some meaningful level in your life so that you can become the best version of yourself. So today is not unlike any other day where we do just that. It's going to be empowering, it's going to be impactful, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So listen, if you are ready to go, put ready in the chat. We're simulcasting on both YouTube and on TikTok today. Thank you, Licia, for the rose. I truly appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see you, Janae, over here on TikTok. Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Yes, put ready in the chat. Put ready in the chat. I thought today we would reach back just a little bit. And I think it's absolutely appropriate because we are beginning to thaw out. And as we begin to thaw out, we begin to see sprigs of green starting to pop out on the trees, and a little pollen, a little pollen is in the air at the same time. And so, with that being the case, many of us are starting new projects. Many of us are starting new businesses. There are a few people in here that have been working on a new book. I'm one of them. I've been working on a new book. Janae has been working on a new book. A number of you have been preparing to start some stuff. Fine Wine is starting, really kicking off and launching her business. If you know, you know. She is starting hers. Monique is starting. I don't know if Monique is in here yet. I don't think so. Maybe she is. I'm not sure. She's starting her. She's already started her business. She has launched her LLC, and she is an amazing travel broker. And so that being the case, I thought today would be absolutely appropriate to begin the conversation on the manifestation of wealth. And especially in light of us beginning to move into spring, because do y'all realize that spring is less than 30 days away? Can you imagine that? Spring is less than 30 days away. And so I want to take today and I want to start a conversation that, yes, 30 days, spring is 30 days away. And so in light of that, I thought it was absolutely appropriate that we begin our discussions. Okay, you don't see her. Time is moving. Yes, time is moving exceedingly fast. Seasons are coming and going so quickly. Like winter is the period of rest. Winter is that season where you're supposed to be taking a break from things. You're supposed to be doing some internal work. And that's what we've been working on. Good to see you, Sunshine. Welcome in. And we've been having those inner dialogue talks. We've been talking about maintaining our vibrational frequency in light of the shifts and things that are happening outside in the world and right here seasonally. But as we are preparing to move into spring, I got to get y'all ready. Anybody ready? Anybody ready for spring? If you're ready for spring, put spring in the chat. Y'all are done. If you are done with winter and you are ready to if you are ready to welcome spring in, put spring in the chat. There's Monique. We were just talking about you. If you all already put spring in the chat, because I know I'm so over this winter. It's been bitterly cold here in Florida. I'm so over it. And listen, I'm so done. I'm ready for spring. Spring is the real new year, right? Spring is the true new year. It is when everything is reborn and rebirthed. But as we're in the in-between space, good to see you on, Monique. Good to see you on. as we're in the in between, this is the ramp up. This is the ramp up period. And so when it comes to you launching your business, when it comes to you creating the new thing, now is the time to begin to seriously cultivate the ground to prepare for that manifestation. So having said all of that, today's conversation is really beautiful. I'm excited about it. And it is something that is really appropriate because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that we've been making over and over again as it pertains to wealth, abundance, and prosperity. And so today's conversation is about stop chasing. Because what's going to happen, especially in the year of this fire horse, many people really believe that because we were programmed that way. Many people believe that we have to grind and that we have to hustle and we have to do the thing in order to achieve the goal, that we really have to really make things happen. Thank you, Mimi, for those populars. So today's topic is stop chasing money. Stop chasing money. And this is in preparation for this spring because you guys are going to begin to feel that new energy. When that first ray of sunlight hits you, when that first ray of sunshine hits you from spring, here y'all go. Anybody pulling out the little shorts? Then y'all start working out, talking about y'all trying to get your summertime body together. Anybody talking about they're gonna get their summertime fine on? Anybody in that vein? And so yes, the new beginnings are happening. So now is the time as we start to ramp up. So the topic for today is stop chasing money. Become the environment money wants to live in. Become the environment that money wants to live in. Think about that for just 1 second. Become the environment that money wants to live in, shifting from pursuit energy to magnetic identity and stable wealth embodiment. Because one of the things that we have missed so unfortunately is the whole embodiment piece when it comes to us manifesting. Now, some of you all that are on this live, you've been hanging out long enough, you understand. You know, we've been talking about these things, but I want to put a new twist on it in light of what's happening tonight. All right? Good to see you on Army Strong. Welcome in. So glad to have you with us. Come on in. All right, so here we go. We live in a culture, as you know, that glorifies the hustle. That glorifies the grind, that praises burnout and literally cause anxiety. They call it like you're really making things happen. That anxiety that you get, and they call it ambition, like you're really, really making some stuff happen. Thank you, Monique, for grabbing that daily heart. I truly appreciate it. And so, with that being the case, many people still believe that chasing money, while they're chasing that money, they're still secretly afraid of losing it. Anybody ever been secretly afraid of losing the abundance that they've attracted into their lives? Anybody? If that's you, put me in the chat. Have you ever been afraid of losing that which you have? That which you worked so diligently for? There you go. Thank you, fine wine. Thank you. Because you could be in the middle of the greatest season of your life. You could have attracted all kinds of wealth, abundance, and prosperity and all of that stuff. You literally could be in one of the greatest seasons ever. But quietly, based upon that programming, you could be afraid of losing it all. And again, it could be the greatest season ever. Have you been there? Yes, I have absolutely been there on more than one occasion. And so chasing money places you in energetic pursuit. I want you to get this, especially my newbies. In fact, do we have any newbies in the room right now? Do we have any newbies here on TikTok or on YouTube? Any newbies? If we have any newbies, just let us know that you're a newbie simply by putting newbie in the chat. And listen, this is a great time. We're already at 13K. If y'all will, please go ahead and share this live out. Go ahead and share this live out, repost this live. Now is the time to do it. Good to see you in, Jackie. Jackie, you're a newbie. Y'all love on Jackie a little bit. If you are a newbie, put newbie in the chat. Y'all love on Jackie. So glad to have you up in here with us. All right, let's go. When you chase money, from an energetic perspective, it places you in energetic pursuit, and pursuit unconsciously signals that I don't have it. Watch this. I'm going to say this again. It puts you in energetic pursuit. And when you are energetically pursuing a thing, that subconsciously denotes the fact that you don't have the thing that you're looking for, because you're chasing it, you're going after it. And so when you run after money, you position it as the prize. Watch this now. This is a big one. Watch this. You literally position it as the prize and yourself as the applicant. Now, how does that resonate? How does that resonate? How does that make you feel good? Because what you're doing, because now, yesterday we were talking about main character energy. And so as you put yourself front and center stage in your own story, how is it that many of us are willing to sacrifice our main character position as the protagonist in our story, and we place money on the throne? I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. How do you take something that is designed to be a servant? How do you place something that is designed to be a tool to use, to create things and to move? How do you do that? How do you place a thing like money on the throne? And it is the main character, the main protagonist in your story. Because when you place money on the throne, what does that mean? When money is on the throne in your life, it dictates everything. And so when you chase the money, you're literally, from an energetic perspective and an identity standpoint, for first and foremost, that you're literally removing yourself from being front and center to allowing money to be placed in the center stage, right in the light, as the main protagonist. How does that work? How do you serve money as your leader, as your king, as your whatever, and still balance that with destiny work? And so now your whole life you spend, and here's the tough thing about many of us. Many of us spend our whole lives chasing wealth, chasing abundance. And as you're chasing wealth and abundance, you forget about your destiny. You are not living your true life. Because of your pursuit of money, you're living your compromise. If that resonates with anybody on here, today's conversation, if that resonates with you, put me in the chat. If that resonates with you, put me in the chat. Money is never the prize. Money is never the prize. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, Janae. Thank you, Mimi. Money is never, ever the prize. Let's go. When you run after money, you position it as the prize and yourself as the applicant. Wealth responds differently to identity than it does to desperation. I'm going to say that again. Money responds differently to identity versus desperation, because many of us allow our circumstances and our desperation to dictate our choices. This is what we do every single day. It causes us, you know how many people compromise their morality for money? How many people compromise their integrity for money? How many people compromise their dreams and place their dreams on hold for the pursuit of money? Because you would tell yourself all kinds of things that would justify logically why you put your dreams on a hold. I have been guilty. In the past of placing my dreams on hold for the pursuit of financial wealth and abundance. Because I did not understand at that time what the true magnet is in wealth and abundance. It is the lack of money that is the root of all evil. That is an interest. Listen, that is scriptural. Thank you, Janae, for sharing that. That is definitely a scriptural perspective. And the lack, and I like how you added, how you added the lack of money. She didn't say the love of money. She said the lack of it. Oh God. Listen. Oh, there's nothing wrong with money. But see, the problem is, and see, this is where the problem lies. And because Willis is joking, Willis says, I got to be transparent. Coach, I still love some money. I don't think anybody is upset with money. I don't think anybody will be angry with, when a large lump sum of money lands in their bank account. Anybody upset? Anybody upset when a large lump sum of money lands in your bank account? Huh? Anybody angry? Anybody frustrated? Anybody disappointed that you look in your bank account and you have an extra few zeros attached to the numbers that you had before? No, exactly. No. Right. And so listen, now we joking and playing and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, Sunshine want to know, where did it come from? I guarantee you 95% of the people on these lives don't care where the money came from, Sunshine. As long as it's in their account and they can spend it. I don't know if it was real or not, but there was this guy that somewhere they put, Mimi says, I don't care. Monique says, not at all. There was this guy who they accidentally put $1 million in his account. A little over $1 million or something like that. He was somewhere on the continent of Africa. I think he might have been in Kenya or Ghana or somewhere. I can't remember. But the dude had a choice of either spending a year in jail or returning the money. Anybody know what the little buddy did? Did he turn the money back over, or was he in jail for a year? What did he choose? What did he choose? Come on, y'all. What did he choose? Sunshine says a year. Fine Wine says jail. Mimi said a year. Counting the days down. So listen. If you were so listen now, listen now. Watch this now. If somebody accidentally put $1 million in your account, I'm gonna make it better. I'm gonna make it even better. Put $5 million in your account. Would you do 1 year in jail for those $5 million? That's a yes or no question. This is a quick poll. I just want to see. I'm just interested to see. And I know my back of the room, I already know what Mimi is gonna say. Would you do a year? Mimi said no. You're not gonna do a jail. I'm too much of a punk. Elisa said I can't do it. Mimi says, I love my freedom. I couldn't do it. Janae says, sitting in jail while the money is compounding. Pretty smart. Jackie says, yes. Going to jail. Oh, Sunshine says no. Surprisingly, most of y'all say no, y'all, I can't do jail. But for $5 million, 12 months in jail. That's a thought. It's a thought. They don't appreciate that. No, they don't have special diets in jail. No, they don't. Listen, Monique saying, sign me up. She's counting down the days. 365, 364, 363. Oh, Fine Wine says, I worked in jail. It's horrible behind those gates. Listen, I get it. So listen, we're in Willis says Shawshank. All right, I see you. I see y'all. So what does this illuminate? It illuminates that that money is a strong central theme in many of our lives. Money is a strong central theme in our lives. So I get it. So wealth, the wealth that you're looking for, wealth responds differently to identity than it does desperation. Remember, the universe does not give us what? The universe doesn't give us what we ask for. The universe gives to us based upon how we see ourselves. Now, here's one variable in the equation, especially for tonight. Tonight is a full blood moon eclipse. Tonight is a full blood moon eclipse, a cosmic interruption that exposes illusions. Watch this, because I did a post inside. I did a post inside of the Oasis, and we were talking about it. And so again, tonight is that full blood moon eclipse, a cosmic interruption that exposes illusions, closes outdated cycles, and reveals what cannot come with you to the next level. What cannot come with you to the next level? What cannot come with you? Who cannot come with you? I watched it this morning at 3:33 a.m. Awesome, Mushu. The old you. That's right. There's certain things that cannot come with you. There is an understanding that many of us, you know how you hear me talk about soul ties and soul contracts. Many of you have agreements and contracts that you said that you were going to do, and now those contracts are being fulfilled. Those things, those things are being let go. And so in order to know what it is that you're going to let go, you have to be able to identify the thing first. And so what this blood moon is going to do in a lot of people's face, it is going to illuminate some of those things that you've been holding on to that it's time to let go. Some things that you didn't even know that you were holding on to, it's going to illuminate. And so the energy of that we don't want to miss, because you're about to step into your next level. And as you're stepping into your next level, you don't need extra baggage with you. And so eclipses accelerate karma. Eclipses accelerate karma and clarity. They magnify what is unstable so you can stabilize at a higher frequency. Does that resonate? Does everybody understand that? Does everybody understand? If you understand that, put yes. Put yes in the chat. So again, thank you, Monique. Thank you, Fine Wine. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where in your life have you been chasing instead of embodying? Where in your life have you been chasing instead of embodying? And see, as you move from one place of reality to the next, there's a natural progression. There's a natural shedding, and there's a natural growing. There's an evolution that begins to happen. Absolutely found out something that explains past 20 years of my life, and I finally can move forward. Wow. That, listen, is anybody finding that being the case? Anything being illuminated in your space? Anything being illuminated in your space this week, and especially in light of this energetic eclipse, this energetic full blood, this full moon, this full blood moon, and the eclipse of it, and this energy is going to accelerate what you've been experiencing. Accelerate. I know one of the side effects of these kinds of things happening is a recalibration in your physical body. Anybody been experiencing headaches? Anybody experiencing headaches? Because I know that's one of the things that I have been experiencing. Headaches on the left side. It's incredibly heavy and incredibly uplifting at the same time. And so many things are beginning to show up in our lives. Many explanations. Yes, sinus issues too, that too. I thought it was just, no, it's not just you, Fine Wine. It's not just you. It is the collective. These are symptoms of energetic shifts that are happening. I got you. Ringing in the ears a lot. Yep, there's another one. Yes, and fatigue. Come on. There we go. Thank you, Janae. You tell Monique every day. So listen, there's so many things that are happening. So that's why I think it's really important for us to be mindful that as these things begin to fall away, There you go, Monica. Fatigue, not really wanting to get out of bed. Your physical body. See, carrying around this physical frame, it can be energetically heavy. Okay, and so we live in an energetic universe. And so when you're talking about living in a physical shell and the manifestation of it, it goes from wave to form. It's like moving from air to becoming a stone. And so as you have that stone, that stone that's connected to you, it's kind of heavy. And so, yeah, a lot of stomach issues. Last couple of days I've had stomach issues too. All kinds of things. And I normally don't have stomach issues. I normally don't have headaches. But the last few days I've had headaches, I've had stomach issues in the morning time, so I have to drink my tea. So all of these things are a part of this becoming. So again, I thought I would bring this component in as we are ramping up. So the rest of March, we're going to be ramping up and preparing for our springtime. We have less than 30 days to prepare for the first of spring. April 1st marks the new year. And the question is, are you ready? So as you know, my responsibility as coach is to make sure that you all are in alignment and ready to march into, look how I played on those words. We're in March and you're ready to march into spring. All right, here we go. So again, eclipses accelerate karma and clarity. Karma and clarity. Karma is karma is that which you have accumulated based upon actions that you have taken in this lifetime and before. You are the energetic accumulation of actions that you have taken, choices that you've made, words that you have spoken, seeds that you have planted. And so this eclipse is going to accelerate the karma that is due. So hopefully you planted some really, really good seeds. But it's also going to illuminate or create clarity about what is happening in your space. Thank you. Thank you, Fine Wine, for those goats. Yes, ma'am. I am absolutely the greatest of all time. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. So I ask you again, where in your life have you been chasing instead of embodying? Because it is about the frequency, the vibrational frequency of that state of being. So if you are in the state of chasing, the universe is going to give you exactly what you've been focusing on. So if you're in the hustle, if you're in the grind, if you're in the hunt for wealth, abundance, and prosperity, guess what the universe is going to give you? What is the universe going to give you? What? More hunting, more chasing, more running after. Thank you, Fine Wine, for those populars. And you know, I love more to chase. That's it. Thank you, Janae. And so this understanding this reality. Thank you, Monique, for being done chasing. And so today I'm going to help you with that. So if you're ready for part one, put one in the chat. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Monique, for those lightning bolts. I truly appreciate it. If this is where you are, if y'all are ready, put one in the chat. Money does not like to be chased. Thank you. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, for Veronica. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Elsie. I see you. Thank you, Mimi. Listen, Rain King, I slowed up and opportunities fell in my lap. Hold on now. Listen, stop peeking in my notes. Come on, Rain. Don't peek in my notes. I need you to hold up. We're gonna get there. I promise you, we're gonna get there. But not right now. And so yes, that's right. And thank you, Fire Wine, because yes, tapping is clapping. And we're already at we're just under 30K likes. So yeah, we're moving in the right direction. Let's keep doing that. Thank you so much, Willis. I appreciate that, Money Gun. Thank you so very much, because we are talking about wealth and abundance today. So that is very, very appropriate. Thank you for partnering with this message. That's right. This message is sponsored by that type of fun and action. I love it. Thank y'all so much. All right, here we go. Money does not like to be chased. It does not. It likes to be hosted. There's a difference. Watch this. I once told this story, and for those of you who have been around for a few months, I tell this story that I had heard. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Mimi, for my hat. I appreciate it. There's a story in I think it's in Indian culture, and it was a story that Deepak Chopra once shared. I was listening to one of his talks. I was actually at a conference and he was sharing this talk. I was at a thing called event called Celebrate Your Life, and it was in Chicago. And it was in the springtime, many, many years ago, and I was there. And Deepak Chopra, he shared this story. He says that there are two goddesses. There's the goddess of wisdom, and there's the goddess of money. Yeah, I know, Lisa, I know you love that Chi-Town action. Yes, I was in Chicago for sure. So again, there's this goddess of abundance, and there's or goddess of money, and there's this goddess of wisdom. And the way Deepak Chopra shared the story, he said the more a person chases the goddess of money, she's a very, very fickle goddess. And so she runs from them. So the person who spends their life chasing after money will continue to do that because money will always, the goddess of money would run from them. However, for those who would chase after the goddess of wisdom, the goddess of money would see this interaction and become envious. And it's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I need your focus to be on me. But the more you chase after wisdom, the more the goddess of money begins to lavish you with wealth, financial wealth and abundance. What does that say? What does that say? Money does not like to be chased. From an energetic perspective, it's just like women. To some degree, a woman likes a little chase. She just wants to let you know that she wants you to let her know that you're interested. But does she want you to become dogged and chasing after her and popping up at her job and popping up at her house and stalking? Do women like stalkers? Do y'all like stalkers? How does that work? Do y'all like stalkers? And I can ask the fellas that too. Fellas, do you like stalkers? AK said, heck no. Jab says no. Fine one. No, we don't. I don't think people really love stalkers. And so money is just like you. Money does not like a stalker. Janae says, absolutely no. So because money does not like to be stalked, Mimi, listen, look at Mimi. Mimi talking about it depends. That's why you in the back of the room. That's what, see y'all, that's why, listen, that's why Mimi is at the back of the room. Don't going on to the back. Go to the back. She just, I don't even understand it. It depends. Never mind. I'm trying to make a point here. But no, but we don't like that energy of being stalked. And so neither does money. Money does not. Money doesn't like that. And because money doesn't like it, I want to spend some time. It likes to be hosted. There's a big, very big, big, big difference. There's a big, big difference. Money is a resource that amplifies the emotional climate it enters. Ooh, write that down. Write that down. Write that down. Money is a resource that amplifies the emotional climate that it enters. If you are sad and depressed, money's presence is going to illuminate that fact. If you are chaotic, it becomes more chaotic. If you are chaotic in your approach to life, it is going to amplify that. If you're peaceful, it stabilizes. Money is a resource that amplifies emotional climate, any emotional climate that it enters. It is like the gasoline. If you're kind and generous, you will see yourself becoming more kind and more generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Fine Wine, for the goats. I truly appreciate it. The subconscious mind governs your financial thermostat. Did I? Who in here remembers my conversation on your financial thermostat? This is some good stuff. Thank you, Fine Wine. I'm trying my best today. I really am. Anybody remember? Y'all remember our talk? You remember? All right, Mimi, Fine Wine, Mimi. You remember our talk on the financial thermostat? This is your first time, AK. Okay, listen, you're in the right space. You're in the right space. Glad to have you up in here. Now watch this. I'm gonna teach, this is for my newbies. Come up here, newbies, real quick. Let me share with you what a financial thermostat is. Janae says I do. Okay, good. A financial thermostat, and I work with a lot of C-suite executives. I work with entrepreneurs that are looking to raise their financial thermostat. And so your financial thermostat is just like the thermostat in your house that governs temperature. It governs your AC. But what does it truly elucidate? What does it share? What does it focus on? It focuses on your level of comfort. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate the roses. And welcome in, welcome in. It speaks to your level of comfort. That's what the AC, that's what your thermostat is for, so that you can be comfortable up in here. You want to be comfortable in your house, so you have a set temperature that makes you feel comfortable. All right, everybody in here, what's the temperature in your house right now that you have it set at so that you can be comfortable? What's the temperature? And for you Celsius people, you gonna lose us, because here in the United States, we we still on that old caveman Fahrenheit thing. Listen, so AK says 72 degrees, don't touch it. 69, good gravely Lou. My goodness. Willis say 75. Okay, I can deal with the 75. Some people say 76, 72, 73. This is your, right, you don't have, I know, Jabs, and that was specifically for you. My window is open. I have old school temp issues. I got you. So here it is. Now watch this. That's your level of comfort. So think about your financial thermostat as being the very same. When you look in your bank account, and you look in your bank account and you see $10,000, you might say, okay, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm good today. You might another person may look in their bank account and they see $20,000. They be like, okay, I'm straight. If you looked in your bank account, and saw $100,000 in your bank account right now, would you be okay? Would you be comfortable? Is that a yes? Would you be happy? Is that a yes? Give me a yes or a no. If you saw $100,000 in your bank account, you looked at your account, you saw it, would you feel comfortable? Jab says yes. Fine Wine says yes. AK says yes. Monica. And everybody says yes. Good. Excellent. That shows that your comfort level, that at 100K, you're very, very comfortable at that spot. Now, what would happen if Elon Musk looked in his bank account and saw $100,000? What would LeBron James do if he looked in his bank account and saw $100,000? How do you think they would respond? Do you think they would be happy? He'd be upset. He'd probably lose his mind. Their people probably be jumping out of windows if they looked in their account and saw only $100,000. Panic. They would be flipping out, right? So that's the financial thermostat. So each person has a financial thermostat where they're comfortable. You're not going to go too high above it. You're not going to go too below it, because that's the sweet spot. Now, what happens in your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind loves what? Write it in the chat. Your subconscious mind loves what? Come on. Your subconscious mind loves come on, here we go. Thank you so much, Adria. Thank you so much, Andrea. I appreciate that. Loves the familiar. Loves comfort. Yes, all of those answers are correct. Your subconscious mind, it loves comfort. It loves the familiar. It loves the familiar because it sees it as safe. And so when you're familiar with having $500 in your bank account, that's that's what your subconscious mind sees it as safe. Even when you're desiring something more. You're desiring a higher amount. But your comfort zone is still, your financial thermostat is still set there. And what will happen energetically is that you will always acquiesce back to your financial comfort point. That financial comfort point based upon your financial thermostat. That's where you will be. That's why you can make a whole bunch of money and some kind of way it dwindles on back down and you wind up being right back where you're normally at. You can lose a whole bunch of money and then in due time and due season, it'll rise back up to where you're accustomed to it be. And so, yes, and and so that does need to be changed. So that financial thermostat, you have to reset and recalibrate it if you're trying to become a better version of yourself and attract more wealth and abundance. Because until you change that financial thermostat inside of you, you will always vacillate at the same amount. And if you think about it, if everybody is very, very honest, do you typically have about the same amount of money in your bank account? Put yes or no. Do you normally have about the same in your account? Whatever that amount is. You see? You see? So this financial thermostat thing is very, very real. And here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Sunshine. So yes, Tabby, yes, we all have moments. You say, I lost my job. Yes, we all have moments where we have dips and peaks and valleys. But guess what? You'll find another job, you'll attract a new opportunity, and you will go right back to where you normally are. And yes, and as Janae says, programming and conditioning, it's a part of it. Financial constraints. I see you, I see you. And it typically stays in the same space. It typically stays in the same space. So as you are preparing to, so here's the crazy part. So you sit there and you say, I want to attract wealth and abundance. I want to become a person that is attracting more and more wealth and prosperity and all of those things. But you haven't addressed the things that are a part of the programming of who you are in your subconscious mind. You have not addressed your financial thermostat. And so that's why C-suite executives come to me. That's why entrepreneurs come to me, because they understand that they need to change their inner workings, their inner programming, so that they can begin to attract that wealth and abundance. Now, how do you level up your financial thermostat? I'm gonna get there. I promise you I'm gonna get there. Hang around, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, agent. I promise you. Oh, we're gonna get there. And so one of the ways that you address it is absolutely vital that you do. No, you're good. You're good. You're in the right place. And y'all already know hypnotherapy is one of them, because it is a way to tap into the subconscious mind and to reprogram it, to recalibrate it so you can raise your financial thermostat. That you're accustomed to, your comfort level is no longer, 700 or 1500 or 3500. Your comfort level, you raise it to 250. Because see, some of you would panic. Some of you would actually panic and tell the truth. If you begin to make real money and you start to really make some, 100,000 a month, what most people will make in a year or two, you make it in a month's time. That's a good thing, AK, you're in the right place. And so with that being the case, you start to wrestle with it. You wrestle with the fact that you're starting to make big money because your financial thermostat was never changed. So what does that look like? It looks like a spike in your life. It doesn't look like the norm. It looks like an outlier. And so because it looks like something that's unfamiliar, what does the subconscious mind do? It tells you that it's dangerous. So you start to self-sabotage. You start to do things that limit your productivity. you start to subconsciously reject those things because that's a part of your financial thermostat. Yes, it can cause stress. And ultimately, you'll reject it. You'll reject that wealth that comes into your space, and that's an unfortunate thing. But it's the reality that we face. So again, the subconscious mind governs your financial thermostat, not your comfort, not your conscious affirmations. It doesn't work like that. And so like this is a perfect time. We're at the top of the hour. And listen, if anybody, let me put this out there. If you are serious, if any part of this conversation has resonated with you at any meaningful level, I'm going to put this out there really, really quickly. I authored I authored this book right here, and I'm going to pin it right down here down here at the bottom. Can you all see? There we go. Can y'all see? Can y'all see the banner right here to the TikTok shop? I authored this book, Cracking the Abundance Code. I authored this book, Cracking the Abundance Code, not too long ago. And it is a powerful piece. So if any part of our conversation today has resonated with you at any meaningful level, go ahead and grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code. This book is designed to help you to recognize the limiting beliefs. That's the first thing, because let me just put this out there. This is appropriate for our conversation. Let's just put this out there. The abundance that you're looking for is actually looking for you. The abundance that you're looking for is actually looking for you. The problem is that many of us are not a vibrational match for the abundance to flow into our lives. Why? Because we have limiting beliefs, and those limiting beliefs are systemic of some of the financial trauma that you have experienced. And we're gonna go into that in a moment. We're gonna start talking about that. But in Cracking the Abundance Code, one of the things that I talked about at length, is being able to recognize those limiting beliefs. The very first chapter spends most of the time talking about those limiting beliefs, how you find them, what they are, and I highlight and I talk about each and every one of them, the most popular limiting beliefs, like procrastination. Do I have anybody that has ever wrestled with procrastination? If that's you, put me in the chat. If you are bold enough and transparent enough to put that in the chat, just put me in the chat. Because I've wrestled with procrastination. I've wrestled with pulling the trigger on certain things. I wasn't always on it. I had moments of it. And so that in and of itself, did you realize, is a limiting belief? That procrastination is you not wanting to experience something that's a part of what we call avoidance. And so it delays the process. And so we talk about that at great length. Then the second chapter of Cracking the Abundance Code is literally quantum leaping into your wealthy identity. Because in these talks, Mimi says, I have a problem with completing what I started when it was hard. So when challenges for you, that's the avoidance piece. And so the avoidance is, you procrastinate in sending the email. You procrastinate in picking up the phone and making that important phone call as it pertains to a particular business. Listen, I've been guilty of it too. I'm supposed to do something. I'm supposed to do a thing, and I don't do it because I don't like no's. You won't pick up the phone and make that phone call and have that tough decision because what? You don't want to get the no. Those are limiting beliefs. But here's the thing. How do you address a limiting belief if you don't even know that you have a limiting belief? So always remember, you guys, the abundance that you're looking for is actually looking for you. So in Cracking the Abundance Code, this book that I authored is going to help you to get there. So again, if any part of our conversation has resonated with you today, this is the light that you're going to need. And it's a very, very powerful tool. And so the other thing is, I'm going to help you with this. I'm really excited about it, is that there's a 21-day Cracking the Abundance Code roadmap in the very front. So for 21 days, it's like having me with you every single day. And I'm telling you what practices that you need to be incorporating into your daily routine, what you need to be doing so that you can shift beyond those limiting beliefs, let those things go so that you can walk in prosperity and abundance. Because let's just be honest, your natural state is prosperity. Your natural state is abundance. There is nobody in here that will be upset utterly if $1 million landed in your hands right now. Nobody. Anybody in here gonna be mad that abundance showed up into in their house and in their hands? No, absolutely not. And so what this does is when you recognize, thank you, Veronica, when you recognize that abundance is really looking for you, and that all you have to do is to remove the limiting beliefs and become a vibrational match for the abundance that you would naturally attract into your space. Listen, let me tell you something. There are many, many books and many conversations about attraction and, like the law of attraction and being able to manifest and attract wealth. There are a lot of conversations here on TikTok, right here on YouTube, that talk about this idea. But here's the thing, that many of them, this is where they miss this is where they miss the whole mark. They want to go straight to the end. Many people want to go straight to the end. Most of us want to go straight to the manifestation. Most of us want the abundance. We don't want the journey. But here's a part of the journey that's not sexy. Here we go. A part of the journey that is not sexy, unfortunately, is the financial trauma that many of you have experienced. Many of you have witnessed financial trauma. You have been the victim of financial trauma. You have lost things. You have lost homes. You've had accounts hacked. You've had financial trauma. And if you don't, here's the thing about trauma. Let's use a relationship. When you're in a tumultuous relationship and it was trauma filled, and that relationship ends, and you desire to move into a new relationship, do you take that relationship? Do you take all of that old stuff, that old trauma with you to the new relationship? Is that what you do? That's a real question. Do you put yes or no? Put yes or no in the chat. Do you take the old trauma, everything that you experienced in that old relationship, do you bring that over to your new relationship? So that's another, Willis, I'm going to address that in just a second. No. Fine Wine says no. And so because you don't take that, subconsciously you probably do. That is very, very true, AK. But see, here's the key. Whether you consciously or subconsciously bring it over into the new relationship, is that going to help your benefit? Is that going to help your relationship? No. It's not going to help your relationship. What do you have to do first? You have to heal. You have to heal from the trauma that you experienced before you move into the new relationship, right? And so as you heal from the old trauma, it allows you to march freely into your new relationship. Now, here's the thing. Many of you have a relationship with money, and that relationship has been tumultuous. It has been a trauma-filled roller coaster that you have witnessed as a child up until adulthood, and you have lost all kinds of things, all kinds of stuff. And because of that, that is what we call financial trauma. And until you heal the financial trauma, it will be very challenging for you to move into a new relationship vibrationally with abundance. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, put yes in the chat. If that makes sense, put yes in the chat. Another limiting belief, Willis just shared, I've been told that money doesn't grow on trees. I remember that many of us all have that same one. We've experienced that. And so this is why it is so important to read Cracking the Abundance Code, because I spend time on the things that aren't sexy. I spend time talking about things that is the inner work that you do. Because here's the thing. Even if you, and that's a great word that you just used, Agent. And that word is, I am healed. I am healed. Most people just want the end. They just want the end result. They do not want the process of becoming healed. Because when you become healed, you immediately begin to remove the limiting beliefs. because the limiting beliefs arose as a safety or protective mechanism, a survival strategy. Watch this now. The limiting beliefs, they arose out of the financial trauma as a safety mechanism to protect you and your emotional state, your nervous system from experiencing the same thing again and again. So, but here's the problem with that. At some point in time, if you do not heal from that old trauma, if you do not heal from that old trauma, if you do not heal from that old trauma, what are you going to do? You're going to continue to repeat the same patterns over and over again, because that trauma, that financial trauma, is a part of your subconscious mind programming, and you're going to continue to experience the cyclical relationship that you've been having, the same dance with the same guy, the same dance with the same low levels of abundance as you've been having all along. But the moment you begin to heal yourself, the moment you begin to put behind you the old stuff, that's fine. That's a good, you have to break that cycle. Most people don't want to break the cycle. They just want the money. But here's the jacked up part about it. Even if you do get the money, let's say you do get the money, but you never got healed, you're still going to bring that same stuff into your new relationship with money. And guess what? Over time, you are going to erode that abundance that has so graciously showed up in your life. And so let me help you with that. Cracking the abundance code is a new approach to manifestation, in that we focus on doing the work for real. We focus on doing the healing at first. Once you do the healing and you do the letting go and you do the shedding, then you can begin to walk into the abundance and prosperity without worrying about, am I going to lose it? Without worrying about all of the things and bringing those limiting beliefs into your space over and over and over again. Hey, Rick Rob, good to see you up in here. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So listen, so grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code, and then we're going to continue with our conversation on abundance. And I'm going to leave this bad boy up here because it's appropriate. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. And when you grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to personalize it. I'm going to put your name in here. I'm going to put a special note in here to you. And then I'm also going to put a little gift, and I'm going to ship it out to you immediately. So grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code. You don't want to miss it. It's going to go when you order it today right here in the TikTok shop. Guess what? We're going to ship this bad boy right back out to you immediately. Excellent. I see a couple of you have already placed it in your carts. We celebrate you for going ahead and do that. I'm going to unpin it, and we're going to continue with our conversation. I'm going to unpin it, and it's going to stay there in our live, and we're going to keep talking. You do not attract what you say you want. You attract what your nervous system feels safe holding. I'm going to say that again. You do not attract what you want. I say that every day. You do not attract what you want. You nor I attract what we want. We attract based upon how we see ourselves, what we embody, and what you have the capacity to see. Watch this now. What you have the capacity to hold. What expands your capacity? Your identity. Because your identity creates what? Come on, y'all. Identity creates standards and boundaries. And those standards and boundaries create the vessel in which you hold wealth and abundance, prosperity, and all of those things. And because that is the nature of it, because that's what you're holding on to, that is based upon how you see yourself. So again, you do not attract what you say you want. You attract what your nervous system feels safe holding. A person can win the lottery and lose it because their identity has not been upgraded to host it. You don't have the limiting belief. Not the limiting beliefs. You do not have the standards and boundaries in place to hold that abundance or to host it. Because remember, money doesn't like to be chased. It likes to be hosted. And so it is always going to be about the environment that you cultivate. Thank you so much. Good to see you on Trinity. Good to see you. Willis says, as a child, I was passionate about art. My dad told me that drawing pictures won't pay the bills. I still hear his voice whenever uh, typing this in the chat. And that's unfortunate. And see, just like Willis, many of us were taught limiting beliefs. We were taught based upon that they still loved us, but they didn't understand the true science. And I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, but let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. If you ever want abundance to show up in your life, oh, if you ever want abundance to show up in your life, stop chasing it. You have to begin to embody the personhood that would actually have space for it. Now, let me put this in perspective of relationships, and I like to use this example. Just like we were talking about, money doesn't like to be chased; it likes to be hosted. So when you dating and you courting and you doing your thing and you romancing the honeys, fellas, come on up here real quick. Y'all are romancing the ladies. I learned a trick early on. You don't have to chase. You just have to cultivate an environment for which she feels safe and comfortable. And the moment she steps in and she begins to feel safe and comfortable in your environment, it's just like a bird coming and inspecting a nest that was built and prepared for his future mate. And so she sits there and she's checking out the nest. And as she is checking out the nest, she says, "Oh, this is comfortable. This feels good. I like being in this space." And so hear it again. When you're looking at the dynamic of relationships, interpersonal romantic relationships with your significant other, your potential boo, what do? What do you cultivate? Do you cultivate on the chase, or do you cultivate the environment? Do you go hunting, or do you set a trap? Which one operates in the law of least effort? Which one operates? Which one? The hunter or the person who sets the trap? That's a real question. Sets the trap. Sets the trap. It's the trapper. Because this is in alignment with the law of least effort. The law of least effort and the law of energy conservation. And so when you hold and create or cultivate an environment, it's will forever be the environment for her. So anybody willing to be transparent enough? Anybody willing to be transparent enough to say how you got caught by your last relationship? Was it the hunt or was it the trap? You stepped in, his place was nice, it was clean, it was beautiful, it was comfortable. Might have made dinner for you. It was the environment. It was the trap. It was a trap, right, Trinity? It was a trap that got you. Was it the trap or was it the hunt? Was it the trap or was it the hunt? It was a trap. It was a trap. Hey Barbie, I think you might, baby. I think this is not today. I think you might be in the wrong place today. Cause today we're talking about, if you want to be up in here, we're talking about raising your vibrational frequency so that you can attract exactly what it is that you want to attract by virtue of you becoming the better version of yourself. And so if that's what you're looking for, this is your spot. Okay? This is your spot. If that's what you're looking for. All right. So Mimi, you said it was the trap. It was the trap. It was the trap. And so it's the same thing with wealth and abundance. Are you spending the time cultivating the environment so that money will feel comfortable in your space? Oh no, you're welcome. You're welcome, Barbie. so that wealth and abundance and prosperity is in your space. And it feels good. And just like she snuggle up. She don't want to be chased. She wants to be trapped. All right, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Here we go. A person can win the lottery and lose it because their identity has not been upgraded to host it. So like many guys, and listen, yeah, this is free game. This is free game. Many guys are good at the hunt, but they can't keep them. You can catch them, but you can't keep them because the hunt for some may be fun. The hunt may be fun and attractive and invigorating. But baby, let me help you. Once you catch them, can you keep them? Can you keep him or her? Can you keep the apple of your eye? How you keep it, it's just the same thing. Anybody can get money. Shoot, a fool and his money are lucky enough to get together in the first place. But when luck strikes, are you prepared to hold it? Yes, men love the hunt, but can you maintain? That's it. Thank you, Trinity. Can you maintain? And many people have not upgraded their consciousness so that they can be the great reservoir or vessel for that abundance. A business owner can double revenue and suddenly self-sabotage because wealth feels unfamiliar. That's what happens. That's what happens. The law of assumption teaches that what you assume to be natural becomes your lived experience. Because we live in an energetic universe, y'all. We live in an energetic universe, and the universe has a language. That language is frequency. And you say, well, where does that frequency come from? That frequency comes from, in part, it comes from me, it comes from you. Right? It comes from me, it comes from you. And because it comes from me and you say, well, where and how? It's because of the thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, and the emotions that we experience. That creates a resonance, and that resonance is a frequency that is dictated by the thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, and the emotions that we experience. And then it is projected out. That frequency is projected out into the quantum field. The quantum field then receives it and then reflects it back to you and I as what you and I experience as reality. And so the universal law of correspondence reminds us that as within, so without, as above, so below. So if it's as within, so without, that means that the outside world that we are experiencing as reality is a reflection of what we hold on the inside, the thoughts we have, the words we speak, the actions we take, and the emotions that we experience. So from a vibrational standpoint, when you begin to embody, because the universe does not give us what we ask for. It only gives to us based upon how we see ourselves. And because that's how we see ourselves, when we see ourselves as prosperous, we see ourselves as abundant, and we embody that version of ourselves, what happens? Our posture shifts and changes. Our tone, our resonance, it deepens. Our ability to laugh at life, it lightens up. Because when we begin to embody abundance, our thoughts change, our words change, our actions change, and our emotional state lifts. And so that creates a whole nother dynamic because of a different vibrational frequency that you are now tuned into. And so this is what I'm talking about, how you tap in and tune into that part. So you don't want to miss it. And so that is a part of the process. So let's keep going. In quantum mechanics, the observer effect reminds us that reality responds to the state of the observer. Reality responds to the state of the observer. Where your focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, what happens? Manifestation. Where your focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. That's how this works. And so when you begin to talk about money from this perspective, money does not like to be chased. It likes to be hosted. So you must have upgraded your consciousness level to be able to embody that level of awareness. That level of awareness will shift your focus. How does it shift your focus? Because it changes the way that you think. It changes the way that you speak, the way that you act, and the way that you feel. And that creates a totally new frequency that you're broadcasting out into the quantum field. That total shift, that total change, that high vibrational frequency is akin to financial wealth, abundance, prosperity, healing, all of those high vibrational experiences. You're tuned into it now, you're jacked into it now. Now you have the vessel. What does your identity do? Your identity creates standards and boundaries. Now those standards and boundaries dictate whether you can hold or host the abundance and not just give it away, not just lose it. Are there energy leaks in your barrier? All of those kinds of things come into play when we're talking about being able to host abundance. When you stabilize your internal environment, this is why we talk about this stuff every single day. We talk about this every single day. Identity. That's right. Say it again. Identity creates new standards and boundaries. I try to keep my vibe high. The things that make me happy and not best and not the best habits though. But see, I get it. So listen, AK. Listen. I want you to go back and watch our conversation from last week. We had really, really powerful conversation on this very, very topic where we were talking about how do you maintain that vibrational frequency and how do you stay in that right in the groove? Because life is going to life. Things are going to happen. And if you are a person that unfortunately lives from the outside in, then that means that the circumstances of your life are going to dictate how you feel emotionally. It's also going to dictate what you think about. It's going to dictate how you speak and sometimes the actions that you take. Because when you get in those alternate states of emotion, then you wind up wrestling with all of the things that are systemic of the emotional state. And the emotional state, if your emotional state is affected by something that is outside of you, you put yourself at risk. And so that's why I teach these protocols of how you maintain it, because success will always be an inside job. Abundance, prosperity will always be an inside job. And so once upon a time, let me tell you, once upon a time, I believed that it was my hands that dictated how I was going to attract wealth and abundance. I believe that it was my hustle, that it was my grind that created wealth, abundance, and prosperity. That's what I thought, because that's what I was taught. I was raised by baby boomers. Duh. The world. But here's the thing: that world that I was born in and raised to be productive in no longer exists. And because that world no longer exists, many of you that are, right along with me, we have to move into the new paradigm. And some of us are architects of the new paradigm. And this new paradigm is a system that is not driven by the old matrix, but it is driven by purpose. It is driven by passionate desires that is akin to your divine purpose and intent. It is not you falling into a mold and fitting within the matrix and doing exactly as you're told. I'll probably do pretty good wagering that most of you guys that are on this live are the black sheeps of your family. You guys are the rule breakers. You're not the ones that can be told any and everything, that you question reality, that you question the things that are around you. You challenge dogma. You're the ones who stand out. And so those are the type people that we attract here in the Oasis. So yeah, I see you, AK. I see you, Trinity. I can't listen. I could not. There you go, Willis. I just could not be told certain things as a little kid. And listen, I'm gonna put this out there. Y'all missed it last night. Some of you didn't. We had the first ever rabbit hole talks in the Oasis. Oh, we had a good time last night. The rabbit hole talks are conversations that we have in the Oasis. And let me go ahead and let me take a moment in it to invite you. So if this is your vibe, this might be your tribe. All right. If this is your vibe, this might be your tribe. And I want to invite you to keep coming back here. I want to invite you to keep coming back here every day, Monday through Thursday from 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time, because this is what we do. We're always going to have a conversation that is designed to be empowering and impactful. So I want to invite you to continue to come back here. The other thing, that the next level of engagement, like I said, if this is your vibe, this might be your tribe. Oh yeah, I want to invite you to become a part of the Oasis. The Oasis is our channel on Discord. That's right. We have a channel on Discord called the Oasis. And inside of the Oasis, we have all kinds of wonderful conversations. We have Monday morning meditation. Every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Monday morning meditation. It's a powerful experience because it sets our intentions and goals for the rest of the week. The second thing that we have in there is that we have guided meditations. We have guided meditations that are pre-recorded. We have hypnosis sessions that are pre-recorded. We have a women's safe space that's curated and moderated by our own Janae. Janae right here, she's our moderator on TikTok along with Willis. And she actually helps to create a lot of the content inside of a women's safe space. And that space, let me tell y'all something right now. For the ladies, the conversations you need to be in there, because she is posting some really powerful content that is specifically for women, and you all need to be having these conversations and these dialogues inside of that safe space. All right. The other thing where we just started, the Rabbit Hole Talks, every first Monday of the month at 7:11 p.m. we have Rabbit Hole Talks, really deep conversations that are esoteric in nature. I mean, they brought some good questions last night. We talked about everything from religion to losing relationships. We talked about all kinds of things that impacted us at a really meaningful level last night. And so I want to invite you to become a part of the Oasis. And how do you do that? Really quickly, all you have to do right here on TikTok is click on that the picture of that little good looking guy right there and become a super fan. And the moment you become a super fan, TikTok will automatically put you in the Oasis. Now you may say, well, AD, I'm having some technical difficulties or even some financial difficulties, and but I still want to be in the Oasis. Guess what? You're more than welcome to become a part of the Oasis. Just talk to, if you're having some issues, talk to either me or talk to Fine Wine, one of our moderators, Fine Wine, Mimi. Just kind of wave real quick, ladies, over here on TikTok, either Fine Wine or Mimi, and over here on YouTube, that is Janae and Willis. So if y'all kind of wave so people can know that that's who they need to reach out. So yeah, thank y'all. Thank you so much. And so that's that. And here's the highest level. So I want you to become a part of the Oasis. And now here's the highest level of engagement with us. If you want to become a part of the Oasis Mind Spa, the Oasis Mind Spa, that means you've either worked with me one-on-one or you've been a part of our virtual hypnosis experience. And so I try to host them once a month. I try my best to host them once a month. And those virtual hypnosis experiences are transformational, absolutely transformational. And so is there anybody who says that they're ready to take their life to the next level? If that's you, put me in the chat and you're dead serious. If you are serious, not just making an emotional decision because it just sounds good or it feels good in the moment, but if you're really serious about taking your life to the next level, I want to invite you to do two things. First, I want to invite you to become a part of the Oasis, and that's our channel on Discord. The second thing is I'm about to put up here, if you are serious about, what does that say? Oh, what? It says you're using TikTok Shop tools. Oh, I got to take this down. Hold on. Let me remove this and see. Let me remove that. All right, so that should allow me to do it now. Let's see. All right, perfect. So I just put this form up here. If you're serious, AK, I see you. Rain King, I see you. User 33, I see you. If you really want to be a part and you want to work, if you want to become a part of the Oasis Mind Spa and you want to work with me, I put a form right down here. Go ahead and fill that form out in its entirety. This is for serious inquiries only. This is for serious people only. If you're not serious, it's okay. I trust me, it's okay if you're not serious. There will come a time, but when you are dead serious and you're ready to do that, make that move, go ahead and complete that form right here. And we will get you lined up and we'll start you on your journey to working with me one-on-one. So excellent. Thank you so much, Trinity. I truly appreciate that. Excellent. Thank you. I appreciate you. Here we go. If y'all are ready for part two, put two in the chat. If you are ready for part two, put two in the chat. And thank you, Janae, for that. Yes, please. Serious folks only. All right. Thank you. Thank you, AK. I see you. I see you. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Willis. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. Pursuit energy versus magnetic identity. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the rubber meets the road. Pursuit energy versus magnetic identity. Just that statement alone. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be embodying pursuit energy or magnetic identity? Which one feels better to you? Just listening to the words before I even get into the talk on that part. Which one feels better? Which one resonates with you? Put it in the chat. Which one resonates with you? Magnetic identity or pursuit energy? Which one resonates? Which one feels natural? Which one makes best sense to you and your spirit? Which one? Magnetic. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, AK. Thank you. Magnetic. Excellent. Excellent. That's what we want. Good. Fine wine. So Gray, listen. Gray says I'm overweight. I should probably chase just to run a little bit. That's good. Going on back there to the back with your classmates. Gray. Listen, Gray. That's funny. Gray. Going on back there. Listen. Going on back there with fine wine. Mimi. Get your new person. Get your new person back there. Going on back there to the back. Going on back there. In fact, Monique is back there too. Going on back there with fine wine, Mimi, Monique, Amy. Just going on. Going on back there. You got jokes. But I love it though. But you're still going back there to the back. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. So pursuit energy versus magnetic energy. Pursuit energy says, I need. Pursuit. I'm like, okay. You got space? Oh, y'all got snacks and everything. Yeah. Yeah, fine wine. Yeah, they always got snacks. They have other things too. But don't eat the cookies or the brownies. Okay? No cookies, no brownies, no gummies. None of that stuff. To eat the other snacks like the apples and the bananas and pears and stuff. That right there. Don't eat the cookies or the brownies or the gummies. All right, you understand? We there. Oh, now, Gray talking about don't threaten me with a good time. You know what? See how I picked that out. See, Mimi, come get Gray. Come get Gray right now. Let them go on back there to the back. Go on back there to the back with you. Pursuit energy says I need. Pursuit energy says I need. I need it. Magnetic energy, magnetic identity says I am. Thank you, fine wine, for my chain. I truly appreciate it. That's right. Go on and get them. Go on and get them, Mimi. Go on and get them. I'm going to say that again. And if you want to take some notes, take this down. Write this down. Pursuit energy says, I need. I need. Around here, walking around, hands big. You're begging the universe so much, your hands starting to look like cups. Thank you, Gray. I truly appreciate you for grabbing that daily heart, man. I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Begging so much, asking, oh, I need, I want, can I have? My dad used to love to talk about it. Hands, you're begging so much, hands out, begging so much, hands start to look like cups. I need, I want, can I have? Conversely, that magnetic identity is different. The magnetic identity says, I am. I am. And we all know how powerful the phrase I am is, because I am is about embodying the thing. The Tao Te Ching, it speaks of effortless action. It's called Wu Wei. It's called Wu Wei. I know y'all was going to laugh at that. It's called Wu Wei. Where power comes from alignment rather than force. So you listen, you already know what I'm talking about. Great, look at you. Look at you. You already know. And spelled it right too. So you understand exactly what I'm talking about. I love it. You know what? You might not have to go back there in the back. I might want you to come up a little toward the middle of maybe. We'll see. We'll see, Great. This is where power comes from alignment rather than force. You want alignment rather than force because alignment is in alignment with the law of least effort. It is based upon the law of conservation. And so the universe is going to get done what needs to get done, but it's going to do so with the least amount of effort. It is not going to be about pushing, fighting, or forcing. Okay, excellent. I like that, Gray. All right, listen, Gray, go ahead and message me. Go ahead and message me, and we'll work whatever we need to work out. This is the fun stuff. All right, keep going, y'all. Let's go. When you chase money, you force outcomes. 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 It's like stalking. It's like stalking somebody. Stop stalking money. Stop stalking money because money doesn't like to be stalked. It doesn't like to be chased. When you chase money, it forces outcomes. When you embody wealth, you become a gravitational pull. You literally begin to call on the laws of physics to where you become a magnet and you're drawing it to you. You listen, and how you do that through your focus, you create gravity wells. And those gravity wells allow you to draw into it that which is a vibrational match for the thing that you're creating the well for. Can you give examples of chasing money? Oh, yes, that's good. Yeah, good. Chasing money. I'm going to give you an example for me. Can I have a transparent moment? Here we go. Transparent moment, story time. Transparent moment, story time. I once believed that I was going to put the Oasis on hold because the money that I was looking for, and this was some years ago, I've had this vision for a very, very long time. And instead of trusting the vision, instead of trusting the process, instead of being integrous and staying in alignment with the vision that I have for myself, I told myself, because I had a contract, because see, people offer me contracts because, I do consulting. I work with corporations, right? This particular company that I had contracted with to help them navigate through their stuff, they offered me, they made a proposal to me that was utterly delicious. And I looked at those numbers and I said, well, what I can do is I can accept this contract and I can, watch this, here's the compromise. Watch this. This is where I was chasing money and why it didn't align properly. They made a proposal. Then I justified it. I said, you know what? I might need to take this because what I can do is I can take the money. Watch how logical and slick I was. I'm going to accept this contract. And now I'm just going to put, I'm going to put the Oasis on the back burner for a minute. And then as I put that on the back burner for a minute, I can still do a little bit here. I can still work with a few people. And then, I can make all of this money. And then I can take the money that I made from this, and then I can put it into the Oasis. So I made a decision by placing money on the throne as center of my story instead of my destiny. And so that was the pursuit of money. I was chasing money. And so as I chased money, what did I do? I compromised myself because I was not living my true life. I was living my compromise. I was compromising the fact that I should have been working many, many moons before with people in the oasis. I should have stayed focused on the oasis and worked on it. And this was before the name Oasis even came up. I knew who I was and what I was supposed to be doing. But because the invitation was so delicious, I took the I took the bait. And so what did that do? It prolonged my manifestation of the true the actual purpose that I'm supposed to be living. Now, what did that ultimately do as it pertains to money? It really prolonged my overflow because I have learned, thank you, Karen, for that. Love you so much. What I have learned is that overflow and abundance, it rests and resides in a space that is in line with your divine purpose and intent. Why you came here to this planet. I came here to be a teacher and a healer. Boom. That's it. Simple. Teacher and a healer. That's what I came here to do. But the distraction came in because I did a good thing that wasn't the right thing. Anybody ever made a good decision that wasn't the right decision? And so AK, do you see how that was me? I was chasing the money and not chasing my destiny. I justified it by saying, oh, I'm just going to take the money that I earned from this and put towards my destiny. That sounds real logical, right? Does that sound like anybody? That sound like anybody else? And does that sound like you? No, it was exactly, AK. It wasn't aligned. So many of us every day, we have good choices. We have good choices and then we have right choices. That's very good. Thank you. Thank you, Janae. We have good choices and we have right choices. And just because it's a good choice does not mean it's a right choice. It was a good choice because it stabilized my stress levels. Because, when you're an entrepreneur, things can be up and down. When you've been out here in these streets and then somebody offers you a big sizable contract and a piece of the pie, I said, ooh. And see, and here's the thing. Distractions can't be distractions unless they're actually worthy of the distraction title. That was a distraction. That prolonged my working with folks for years. I only worked with a small few when there were thousands that were waiting for me to impact their lives. But I fell for the bait. And so why I teach the way I teach right now is because I don't want you to fall for the trick. See, the trick, many of us bend and acquiesce to money because we're chasing the money, so we make certain decisions. You're doing a job that you hate. You're in relationships that you don't like the people. You don't even like them anymore, but because there's financial benefit because of it, you stay in close proximity to them. Don't act like don't look at me like that. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about, like you've never made a decision based upon money. Psh. Hello? Yes, you have. And so, but I want you all to be better than me. I want you guys to recognize that your abundance, the abundance that you're looking for is looking for you. The abundance that you're looking for is looking for you. I'm going to say it one more time because the subconscious mind loves repetition. The abundance that you're looking for is looking for you. I'm telling you right now. And the moment you begin to understand that, and that the only reason why you're not walking in the fullness of that abundance is the limiting beliefs that you're holding on to. And that's why I wrote this book, Cracking the Abundance Code, so that you can, and it's right here in the TikTok shop. That is why I wrote this book, so that you can let go of the limiting beliefs that have you locked in step into a season that is so far beneath you. Aren't you tired of your financial thermostat being set so low? Aren't you tired of having the same thing wrestling with the same thing over and over again because of the programming in your subconscious mind? This book is the tip of the iceberg to help you to get beyond that. So listen, get your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code right here in the TikTok shop. Go ahead and get it right there. Now, I'm gonna just put it right on back up there. Let me see if it's gonna let me do it because I have the other thing up there. I'm going to just let you put it on up there. I'm going to let you put it on up there. Is it going to let me pin it? Yes, it let me pin it. Go ahead and grab your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code. Go on, because that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about this level of alignment. And so let me keep going because this is a deep conversation. And we have a few minutes left. And so I want you to make sure that you grab your copy. How can you get it in Kenya? That's a great question. That's a great question. And I'm not sure if you can get it here in the TikTok shop. You can try. I'm not sure how it works, but there, yeah. We're gonna try and see. We're gonna try and see, Jabs. Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So we're gonna keep talking about what we're here. When you chase money, you force outcomes. You force outcome. When you embody wealth, you create gravitational pulls. That's what you do. You're creating gravitational pulls. Stable wealth is an identity, not an event. Here it is. Stable, 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 stable wealth is an identity, not an event. It is not you winning the lottery. It is not you having a windfall month. It is not that. It is about the embodiment of it. The version of you. See, remember, the universe does not give us what we ask for. It gives to us based upon how we see ourselves. Just that simple. Stable wealth is about identity. In the Bhagavad Gita, it reminds us that to act without attachment to the outcome. To act with, here's detachment. Hey, Blue, good to see you on up in here. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. Simply put, it reminds us that to act without attachment to an outcome because attachment creates suffering and distortion. Attachment. You sit there and you're worrying, you're worrying, you're worrying, you're worrying. You worry about the loss of a thing. And because we live in an energetic universe and this universe gives to us based upon our focus. Where your focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. When you sit up there and you're worried about the outcome, you're worried about how things are going to play out. You're worried about what you're going to lose or what you may gain or how this thing is going to play out. Your attachment creates suffering. Your attachment creates suffering. A magnetic identity is rooted in emotional regulation. We talk about emotional regulation all the time, in fact, every single day. Because as a clinically certified hypnotherapist, I understand the power of your emotional state. Because your body, in order for you to receive abundance and prosperity, you must feel safe. You must feel safe. When you don't feel safe, you don't trust. When you don't trust, you don't allow. When you don't allow, you're not open. And when you're not open, you can't receive because your hands are closed. So energetically, you can't receive abundance because you don't feel safe. So teaching and learning how to regulate your nervous system and to do that in such a way as to where you do feel safe. Because when you do feel safe, you can trust. When you do feel safe, you can allow people to bless you. You can allow opportunities to come into your space. You don't side eye everything. So when you trust, you can allow. When you allow, you're open. When you're open, you can receive. And so it puts you in vibrational harmony, wealth, and abundance because you are now embodying a state of being that is in alignment with just that. Wealth, abundance, prosperity. Why? Because now you're vibrating at a different frequency because you have a different identity. Because how you see yourself is so different. Thank you so much. Thank you, Blue. Thank you. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Fine Wine. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That is the nature of this shift and this becoming, this growing. Remember, it's not the destination. It is the journey. It will forever be the journey. And you do this in light of everything that's happening right now. A magnetic identity rooted in emotional regulation, not emotional volatility. You want to regulate that part of yourself because as you regulate that part of you, you become the better version. A calm investor attracts capital because stability communicates safety. When you sit there and you have a conversation and you talk with yourself, that calm, secure posture, it screams wealth, abundance, and prosperity. But when you're frantic and you're nervous and you're trying to convince and you're trying to sell and you're constantly saying, well, you need to get this and this offer is not going to be here forever. No. That's not the approach. Wealth does not like to be chased. It likes to be hosted. This is a master class. This is a master class on sales. This is a master class on attracting clients. This is a master class on attracting wealth and abundance into your life. Stop chasing. Stop chasing clients. Stop chasing sales. Stop chasing money. Stop chasing people. Stop chasing, and stop chasing. Become by embodying the version, by embodying the person. Ask yourself the question. The question is, who do I need to become in order to experience this type of wealth and abundance? Because the universe will never give to us. It won't give to you and it won't give to me because I asked. Nah. It's only going to come to me based upon how I see myself. How you see yourself. How do you see yourself right now? Do you see yourself as prosperous and abundant? That's how it works. Academy said, if I need to become, then I'm not enough how I am. I understand your logic. I totally understand your logic. But becoming is a natural thing. Because that's just like saying a seed it doesn't recognize who it truly is because it speaks to becoming. A seed of an apple tree is a seed, is it not? A seed of an apple tree, it still is a tree. It still is an apple tree, but it is in the potential state. It is in the probability state. It is in the becoming. It is in the journey that allows the thing to be. And so, yes, you may acknowledge the fact that, yes, you're a seed and that you are, but because we live in this third dimensional reality, time is a variable. And so divine timing comes in, the grace of divine timing comes in, and it allows us to move from a state of a seed to the becoming of a full-blown tree that is bearing fruit. That is. So be mindful of that as you put that out there. So affirm that in yourself that I am becoming the thing. And that does not denote that you're not the thing. It is that you are acknowledging the process of growing and becoming and being the better version of yourself. That's how that works. All right? Excellent. 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 And this is great. Well, listen, we're almost out of here. Listen, we are at, my goodness, this is good. This is good. Yeah, this is, I want to pause. I want to pause right here. And I want to pick up. Can we pause right here and pick up tomorrow? We pick up tomorrow with part 3. Excellent. All right, let's do that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm excited about it. Listen, I think we did all right today. I think we did okay today. And listen, we have a few more seconds and we're going to hit, look at this. We're at 94,000. We're going to hit our 94. We're going to hit our 100K. I'm excited about that. Listen, if you, we're going to start tomorrow with part 3. Is that okay? Thank you, Janae. I truly appreciate it. Excellent. And so listen, if you have not gotten your copy of Cracking the Abundance Code, you need to go ahead and grab your copy of it. And while we're tapping away, we're less than 5K likes away. So listen, I'm excited about that. So we're going to get ready to do our after party. And I'm going to go ahead and unpin this bad boy. And as I unpin this thing, I am going to release. Let's go ahead and release our YouTube family because we're getting ready to kick our after party off over here on TikTok. So yes, it is party time, Jabs. It is party time. Yes, it is. So thank you so much, our YouTube family, for being on today. I appreciate all of the engagement, the likes, all of the wonderful stuff. Thank you so much, Sunshine. I truly appreciate you. Thank you, Willis. Thank you, Janae, for being on. Thank you, everybody. I truly appreciate y'all. And so listen, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be here from 12 to we'll be from 12 to 2. So listen, I'll see you later. You enjoy the rest of your day and do something special for yourself.